Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good afternoon, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to the newly branded, brand new first edition of True Capitalist Radio. Like I said in last evening, but yesterday's program, that we are going to steer away from any kind of conservative politics, any kind of rhetorical nonsense that pretty much goes into one ear and out the other ear in today's America. And if you check back into the archives at the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show, that's blogtalkradio.com/ghost, you'll see about 4 years. 4 years of dedicated, passionate, emotional broadcast as it pertained to the conservative principles, as it pertained to the conservative ideology. But as one takes a good whiff of America, folks, it just makes me sick. It makes me nauseated. I mean, it makes me feel like I should be going in line and collecting a bowl of soup. I mean, I'm not joking here, folks. I mean, America, as far as the politics is concerned, as far as conservatism, liberalism, any kind of isms out here that are in the game of political interpretation, it's nonsense. I mean, it's utterly nonsense. So at this point in time, folks, this way, all right? At this point in time here, we are going to change the format. Now, this is a True Capitalist Radio. I don't want you to have me mixed up with somebody who's going to give you some stock picks or somebody that's going to, sit here and try to pump and dump some ideas. Absolutely not. We're going to still have the same brash ghost, the man that you come to know and love. As a matter of fact, I think I've gotten a little bit more risque because, let's be frank, folks. I mean, if you've been keeping up with the blog, I have been reaping the financial benefits of all my speculations and living large, sipping on Cavassier. As a matter of fact, I'm sipping on some sauce right now. I'm sipping on some Cavassier right now. Let me sip on it. Very good. But anyway, folks, it's going to be the same man here. We're going to talk about current events. We're going to talk about what is in the interests of general America, general world interests. But for the most part, folks, I would like to gear everybody's mental energies. Everybody who's an avid listener of this podcast, whether live or in the archive, I would like to gear them towards a more capitalist perspective. I would like to suggest to them that we should no longer be, conducting ourselves in any more political games any longer, because as we can see, folks, the politics it's garbage. I mean, it's utter nonsense. I mean, both sides of the aisle politicize issues that shouldn't even be politicized, from terrorism to acts of terrorism to... I mean, I don't even have to tell you. If you've been living in today's America, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So at this point in time, folks, this is why this is a new edition, a brand new first edition of the True Capitalist Radio. Now, I know I'm going to probably lose a lot of listeners that like to hear me talk nonsense about liberals. And let me tell you, I'm still no fan of liberals, all right? I don't like liberals. All right? I don't like these bleeding hearts who want to sit here and tax me so that they can somehow spread the wealth as they see fit, as some all-seeing, powerful bureaucrat. I don't agree with that. Still don't agree with that. But as far as the conservative principles that I used to embrace, and not only embrace, but amplify on this program and other medias, I'm going to go ahead and take a step back. I'm going to take a step back from all that rhetoric because there's no need to continue to play this nonsense political game. I mean, all one has to do is investigate themselves, whether looking at the boob tube mainstream media and taking a good whiff at how ridiculous this political game is, or go do your own search on the research on the internet. Excuse me. It's nonsense. And once again, folks, I challenge you, go to my website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, and just take a look at 4 years, all right? I don't mean to get obnoxious here, but 4 years of dedication in an attempt to relay some sort of political substance out there to anybody who is listening. I'm talking about passionate broadcast, folks. They're going to be there to stay. Time-dated and stamped. Political prognostications that fell on deaf ears. And all it did was get me a bit of a high blood pressure problem, heart conditions, all this other nonsense that I really didn't need. So, all that aside, I feel as though that we need to go in another direction as this show is concerned, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be pissing and moaning. They're going to be pissing and moaning because I'm not... I don't know, talking about liberals. But inevitably, folks, we're going to be talking about a whole barrage of different ideas. But the focal point is getting people into becoming capitalists. Capitalists.